I'm Brant, he's Chris. We put on a show you just can't miss. He says cowabunga, I say yo Joe. Welcome to the Chris and Brant Show.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Chris and Brant Show. And like we promised you guys, we talked about the DC Comics solicits in the last Chris and Brant Show. And in this show, we're going to talk about the Marvel solicits. And before we start the show, I have to say this time first, hi Brant.
Hey Chris.
This time I made sure.
You did. I was wondering at first.
And I'm going to say right now that I'm very angry at Barry.
Oh,
because in the last episode I said there were supposed to be fireworks. And I don't think there were enough fireworks. I'm telling you right now, Barry, that I'm going to time you right now. There better be fireworks, and it better be done to epic proportion, or else we are going to fire you.
But
Barry, I want fireworks, and I'm going to say the fireworks better start from right now. Alright, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Fireworks. Yeah, that's right. And it better be some epic music somehow. It better not be anything weird or something where people could chant really bad things about it. Yeah, that's right. Good fireworks. Alright. Okay. There we go. Alright, yeah, fine. Feel better.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. That's right. I'm feeling good. So, Brant,
yeah,
we talked about the DC solicits in the last episode.
We did.
We had there were a lot of really good books.
There were.
Surprisingly. In this, it's very surprising. It's because DC Comics. Now, I'm going to open this up with something, and feel free to agree, disagree, or whatever, but I was looking through the Marvel solicits, and I know you're going to probably say they do this, and it's the same amount of books and everything, but a lot of books are doubled up. And it's really pissing me off. And then when I get to Spider-Man, which we probably will talk about, it's only coming out once. The book that started this trend of bringing 2 and 3 issues of each issue or each series out is no longer a doubled up issue.
Well, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. They change it up every month.
No, but Spider-Man always was twice a month.
Well, now it's not.
But that's not right.
They have 2 different Spider-Mans. Spider-Man.
Are you happy about yourself with that joke?
Spider-Man. It wasn't a joke. It was like, what do you call them?
I know, but you call them Oh, I had it and then I lost it. It's like
threw you off.
You call them mongoose, so I guess you call them Spideys. Spideys.
Or is it Spidoops?
Maybe it depends on who's writing it, and with Dan Slott, it could be Spidoops. Let's hope not. But anyway, what are your thoughts on the whole double up thing, and especially with the weekly series that's coming out of DC Comics? Is this with the double ups, you think it's gonna impact on what issues you're gonna buy?
Well, I mean, as far as the double ups in general, I've come to terms with the fact that that's just the way it is. It's right. Not going to slow down. It's not going to stop. As long as they're selling, they're going to do it. So, and obviously they're selling because they keep doing it. As far as how it's going to impact my purchasing, yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to have an effect because, like we talked about in the DC solicits, there's a lot of books, and to commit to a weekly series is, that hurts. It's a lot more money for, you're paying for 4 issues of the same book in the same month, so that's a lot cost wise, and it's the same thing with Marvel's double ups. So it's going to come down to would I rather have these 2 issues of this one book that I like, or would I rather have the 4 issues of that one over at that company? It's just going to depend on the week too, I think. Right. Because obviously, as we know as comic readers, there's usually 1 or 2 light weeks and 1 or 2 really heavy weeks. So.
Right. And the one thing I do want to mention is DC Comics is not immune from the criticism anymore, because as much as they do still have a couple of books that are $2.99, there really aren't that many anymore. All their new series are $3.99 too. So you can't say that, well, DC Comics drew the line at $2.99. They did for their weekly series, they did for a few series, but not for most others anymore.
Well, they drew the line. They just
erased it.
Yeah, exactly. Rather quickly.
But there are some actual one-shots this month from Marvel also. I'm sure we'll hit on a few of them, if not most of them. But the book I want to start off with is the book that's on the top of the list, just like we did with DC, and that's Invincible Iron Man, issue number 3.
Yep.
It's Brian Michael Bendis. Now, I'm nervous because Bendis had an excellent run with Ultimate Spider-Man. He had a good run with New Avengers, and I say that very loosely with the Avengers. He didn't have such a great run towards the end with the all-new X-Men.
It was a solid run for a good half of that series,
right?
I think.
Oh, absolutely. So now I'm wondering. Yeah, I like the new look of the suit. I like that he's going after Madame Mask. The real question though is the armor. Obviously, they're focusing on the armor. Mm-hmm. So the real question is, what exactly are we going to like about this armor that we didn't like with the black armor? Which, by the way, I love that black armor. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more of that. And obviously, the superior. Apparently, Superior Iron Man never happened because unless they acknowledge it somewhere, it seems like that era or that part, I guess Marvel's Secret Wars erased. Which I'm not complaining about. What do you call it? That the event that was going on that Michael was reading.
Axis.
Axis. It erased it because there's no Superior Iron Man. Tony Stark is completely normal again.
Yeah, and like you said, I'm fine with that. If they just want to move past that, like it rewrote history and that just never happened, that's fine with me. I'm totally cool with that.
I would have liked an ending, maybe a one-shot at some point explaining how Tony Stark snapped out of it. Very good. How Tony snapped out of it.
Well, I mean, Secret Wars happened, so it's like it never even. I don't know. We could be completely wrong though, and he could exist somewhere, but I'm thinking he's going to get erased by the end of Secret Wars.
Yeah, because they didn't even really acknowledge the superior costume, what do you call it, armor even. Yeah. It's gone.
Now with this armor, is this the one that like it transforms?
Yes.
It can change into different versions. I think that's cool because he could do any color, any style, change it up for the purpose needed.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that.
I find it very interesting, and the one thing with Iron Man, it's like Batman. Tony Stark is a normal person, no superpowers whatsoever. The armor makes Tony Stark the hero, and every time they redo Iron Man and they reinvent an armor or they bring up new armor, I always get excited because I love seeing what new thing they come up with next. Extremis was awesome. This armor, if it's done correctly, could be better than the superior armor, which basically the superior armor was a symbiote.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about the superior armor though.
I wasn't either.
But no, yeah, I think it's a cool concept to have it be able to morph and change and stuff. And then we've already seen, elements of that even in the movies where it can basically just form itself, not transform, but this is just like the next step of that. So there's precedence for it, and I just think it's a cool effect that we could have like I got to do a nighttime stealth mission, so I'm going with the black armor kind of thing.
Yes, and that's what I like. So basically, all the armors are now at his disposal under one armor.
Yeah. So, and like you were saying about Bendis, I think he is really strong when he starts out a series. I think with the exception being Ultimate Spider-Man, which he was always solid on from start to finish. Most series he doesn't know when to leave, and he stays on just a little bit too long. And I think that's his. That was his flaw with New Avengers, All New X-Men. Guardians of the Galaxy I think is just a misstep altogether, but that's beside the point. But no, as long as he leaves, at the right time with this book, I think it could be really good. And David Marquez art on it, oh man.
Yeah, I love Dave Marquez's art.
Yeah. So it's going to be a really nice looking book, and I have faith that he can do something cool with the book.
I agree, because with Tony Stark, it's very hard for Bendis, I believe, because I've seen him write Tony Stark in both the Ultimate and the 616 universe, and he's done him very well in both. So I have faith. I just hope, like you said, that it moves past just the beginning.
Yeah, Now, you know, I think there's going to be a lot more books we talk about with Marvel than we did with DC.
Oh, yeah.
Even though DC had some cool stuff, Marvel, October and November, they're doing all those new #1 relaunches, new creative teams, all that kind of stuff.
A lot, mostly #1s I'm looking at.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, at the risk of going right down the list again, the very next book is All New, All Different Avengers, written by Mark Waid. And that, you know, Adam Kubert's doing the art on that book. I'm very excited about this particular creative team, what they do with this. Miles Morales is on the team with Miss Marvel and Nova, and, you know, Captain America, Thor, Vision, and Iron Man.
Alex Ross's cover is the default cover, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The variant cover for issue 1 is the sketch cover by Alex Ross and all the other stuff. Yeah.
Okay, good, because I love Alex Ross's covers. I hate when they're variants because there's so much money, and I would never pay that amount of money.
Yeah.
Variant, but I'm glad at least it's not a variant.
Yeah. And now he's only doing issue 1, the main cover. Adam Kubert is doing issue 2's cover.
Okay, so then the others, because I'm seeing 3 Alex Rosses here, so I'm guessing the others are. All right, so those are going to be expensive.
Probably. Yeah, but the main cover for issue 1 is going to be Alex Ross, it looks like.
Okay.
So.
Works for me. I'm very excited. I love Mark Waid's writing.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all I could say. I mean, I haven't read Avengers since they came back and they started setting up for Secret Wars, because that's basically what Avengers and New Avengers was since issue 1.
Yeah, I read. We talked about this on one show. I know. I read like the first 5 issues of Avengers. And I read, you and I both read New Avengers for a while.
Right. Until the incursions got just too much.
Yeah, and then we both just dropped off. So it's been a long drought of Avengers books for us.
Mm-hmm. And now we're going to get like 100 of them. There's Avengers. This one is called the All New Avengers, right? Yeah,
all new, all different Avengers, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's we'll get into the other Avenger books, but there's like 4 or 5 others, so they're definitely filling the void.
Right.
So, I'm glad. I'm just going to throw in Nova. I'm not going to really say too much about it. I'm glad they're continuing the series because the way they left it off, I definitely wanted to see where Sam and his dad were going to stand, because the dad said, "Thanks for watching over my helmet," and Sam's like, "Oh, what are you doing? What?
Yeah.
No. You mean my helmet?"
Yeah. And this one, obviously, it says 2 Novas right in the start there. So
yep.
Obviously they're gonna both be Novas, and I don't know. I'm not familiar with this writer at all, though. From what I don't think I am, at least.
To my knowledge, neither am I.
So I don't know. Jerry Duggan did such a good job on that series. I'm kind of hesitant to see somebody else take it over, but you know, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not familiar with this guy. Hopefully he does a really good job.
I'm gonna try it, and if it doesn't work, I mean, I have the first volume. I can jump off after that. But the book I really wanted to talk about, which I'm sure you'd like to, is All New X-Men 1 and 2. Now, we just said Bendis is off the book, so now Dennis Hopeless is jumping onto the book.
Yes.
I know you like Dennis Hopeless's writing.
I really do. He wrote Avengers Arena. He wrote a few other things as well, and I think he's one of the standout, relatively new guys, you know, in Marvel, and I think he's done a really good job with everything he's had, and I have faith that he's going to do the same thing here.
I'm definitely sure about that, and I love Mark Bagley's artwork.
Yeah, totally.
Really, this makes me happy that, you know, this gives me a hope for the all new X-Men again.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, I don't know, this has an exciting feel to it, even with the covers. Yep. It feels fresh, it feels new, it feels exciting, and we already know Dennis Hopeless can write young characters and write them really well, and write a bunch of them at the same time, and have all of them get equal screen time, if you will.
Yep.
So this is like a perfect book for him.
And I'm interested in seeing now. Jean is going to be in a different X team, so she's not here.
Right.
Instead, they replaced her with Kid Apocalypse, along with all new Wolverine, and I don't know who the girl is. Do you know who the girl is in the first picture? Because
They call her Oya or Oya or something like that.
Oya?
That's what it says in the description there.
I thought that was a spelling error.
Don't know. I'm not sure. I'm clicking the cover to.
I'm liking the uniforms though. I'm liking they kept Iceman more classic. Cyclops they gave a mix from the 90s and the present day. X-23's Wolverine now. Angel looks amazing. Beast looks really good. And Kid Omega actually looks really interesting as well.
No, I'm not sure who that is. It's probably somebody from Wolverine and the X-Men, the Skull or something, right?
Could be, or actually, since I've read that and I don't remember her really,
Yeah,
it could
I
be.
have to. Could be from Uncanny X-Men, one of
That's what I was
Cyclops'.
thinking.
Yeah. Because I didn't read a whole lot of that either.
I don't know, but I'm interested. I'm really interested. I like the artwork. I like the costumes. And I've read a little bit of Dennis Hopeless, and I've liked his stuff. Avengers Arena, I jumped in way too late, and that's what I regret is that I jumped in too late. So
You should definitely pick that up and trade.
I'll try. I'm gonna try. There's a lot of books I actually want to try to pick up and trade in the coming year, so we'll see.
It's good. I don't think the follow-up was as good. I can't remember what it was called now. But it kind of saw some of those characters carry on. It was still good, but it wasn't quite as good as Avengers Arena. He wrote that as well.
Yeah, I think that what happened was the Avengers Arena ended, and we were all expecting like the same thing, and it didn't work. It didn't happen.
Yeah. So he moved on to bigger and better things. Speaking of, he's also writing Spider-Woman.
Yep.
And she's definitely getting bigger because she's pregnant.
That's right.
Yeah, this is 8 months later, right, or something like that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's shot in the future, so obviously sometime between the last issue of the previous series before Secret War and this, she's hooked up with somebody, and we have no clue who it is. This book is fun. I know you don't read it, but I think it's fun. It's had its hit and misses, but it's kind of it's just a nice little.
I'm jumping on now. What are you kidding?
Yeah, totally. I just think it's a different take on the character. It's a different direction for Jessica Drew, but it's a fun one sometimes. Mm-hmm. That last story arc that they did it went on a little bit long for me, but I don't know. She's a fun character to read, and I'm definitely curious to see how this pregnancy affects everything now. Because she's definitely kind of that in your face, get things done, do it myself kind of person, and now she's got a little baby to take care of soon.
I'm very that's what actually attracted me to this series too, is the mystery of who the father is,
Mm-hmm.
how it happened, and it's a new chapter. Whenever a superhero has a child, or I remember Vision and
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch had their children. That was huge.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four with Franklin, which was then followed by Valeria.
Mm-hmm.
It changes the character. So it's going to be interesting to see what this is about, and if it really is a child, it's definitely going to change Spider-Woman.
I love that you call her Valeria, because I call it that too. I've heard other people call her Valeria.
It's Valeria. I had a friend who had the same name.
I've heard that name before, so I was pretty sure it was Valeria, but
If I'm wrong, then I guess she must have really liked me because she never corrected me.
No, I've always called her Valeria. I thought that, it just sounds weird to say Valeria to me. But
it's like diarrhea.
That
is the correct way of saying it. I apologize a million times over.
I get the reasoning because, it's a different form of Valerie. But it's, Valeria. It's got to be Valeria.
I hope so. Or we're going to look like morons.
That's all right. I don't care. There's people on. They're calling Kara on the Supergirl TV series. They're getting away with it.
Very true. This series better be better than what they're doing in Secret Wars right now, and that's Web Warriors #1, which is basically a new title for Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Yes, you were asking me. I think it was you. You were asking me if this was an all ages book.
Yeah, no, because of the cover. It was something else. I'll point it out when we get down there. But
okay.
No, this is a different cover than what I was seeing originally.
Okay. Gotcha. But yeah, this is definitely just Spider-Verse. It's Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Man India, UK, and Spider-Ham. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I just hope it's not $5 every month. I hope it's just $5 for the initial issue, and then things go back down to $3.99, or else this better dress to success, or it's getting das Boot.
It's yeah. I haven't been reading the current one. I love Spider-Man. I love the extended family, but it's unnecessary. It's I don't know.
This sounds really dumb, though. I mean, this sentence: in high-stakes action, when Electro threatens all of reality. So they're gonna be like the reality police.
Yeah. No, thank you.
I'm gonna try it, but if this is gonna be like we're the reality police to make sure you don't screw up the timeline. Good night. No, I've seen Back to the Future. I learned one thing: you don't mess with the time stream, and B, if you're gonna buy a book that gives you the rundown of all the teams that went up until 2015. Well, we are in 2015 now, aren't we? If you go forwarder in time and it's 2040, yeah, forwarder, and you get a book, make sure you keep it on. I'm gonna make sure it stays in my pocket, like at all times. I'll be touching my pocket. I'll look like I like touching my butt, but at least I'll make sure that book stays where it belongs.
I actually do that sometimes to make sure my wallet's still in my pocket.
Do you know when I walk to work? This is a true story. I do a triple slap, I call it. I put one hand on my right side to make sure I've got my keys, one hand on my left side to make sure I've got my phone, and then one slap on the butt to make sure I've got my
wallet.
Wallet. Yep.
That's funny.
It's because
I do the same thing.
Because if I don't, I forgot one of the three things.
Yeah. Now wait, which pocket is your keys in?
Right.
Okay, see, I'm reversed. I've got my keys in my left, my phone at my right, and then.
Well, when I go to work, that's the way it is. When I go out, it's usually reversed.
Okay. Either way, it's kind of funny that we do the same thing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then people wonder why these shows are doing so well. This is the world's greatest show right now, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe not right at this moment, but we're getting there. So
not at this moment.
Maybe not right now, but tomorrow maybe.
And for the rest of your life.
And 2040, this will be the best show once we get video back. Once we get video back, will be the best show. Right now, it's the best verbal show. I'm skipping over the next book. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, I did actually.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so I just want to touch on this book really quickly. Star-Lord #1. He's getting his own series. Obviously, Kitty Pryde has taken over as Star-Lord in the Guardians book, and we were all wondering, well, what happened to Peter Quill? Well, I guess we're going to find out now. Either that or this is going to be
origin.
Yeah, origin story. Yeah, actually, I had not read the actual description. That would have helped.
I did. That's why I'm not interested in this book anymore. It's going to be one of those things where Star-Lord's an astronaut for a while, and it's like, it's not Star-Lord, so why am I paying $4 for it? So you know what? No.
Yeah, that's a good point. I might wait and see what people think about this one. I don't know. I like Star-Lord though. He's a fun character. So.
I might read it digitally. I definitely won't be reading it physically. Not the first arc, at least, with the origin.
We gotta wait and see what kind of week it is. If it's a light week, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, but I do like the next one. I don't know. I want to, but I'm not sure. Venom Space Knight #1.
I'm out. I do not. For whatever reason, I have never been able to get behind Flash Thompson as Venom. I don't know why. I like conceptually, I like the fact that he is, but for some reason, I just do not like it. I don't like it in Guardians. I didn't like it in his own series. I don't like it here.
Did you see the figure variant where it shows the two faces?
I did see the figure variant.
That face scares me with the teeth. Just saying.
Just saying. I'm not saying. Just saying. That's a old hurricane thing. Never mind. But no, I mean, if it's good, I know a lot of people like this Venom. So
that's why I want to try. That's why I want to try it, but it better be good.
Yeah. So
Oh,
It looks like, yeah, I know you're skipping that one. It looks like all the Guardians of the Galaxy are getting their own series, which is not that surprising, really.
yeah, but I'm not. I mean, you might because of the writer, but I'm not.
Okay, CM Punk is co-writing this, but it's Drax as what? Is he a cage fighter now?
Yeah,
Is that what's going on?
A UFC fighter.
I don't know. I'm torn on this one. Really, I mean, you would think because it's a wrestling guy, but no. And I know he's a comic fan too, but I that's not the selling factor for me here. Drax, this book is going to have to be really good to get my attention, because Drax is a character that I feel works better as part of a larger cast.
Yeah, I can't see him as solo.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip the next one too because that one I'm on the fence with. But Deadpool 1 and 2, with the announcement of the Deadpool movie, I don't know, the last comic series Mike dropped it a little bit over, I would say a little over halfway through. Mm-hmm. He just couldn't hold on to it anymore, and I think that's when the wedding issue happened.
Oh. Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, no. First issue is $5. Second issue is $3. It's another double up. Michael, after seeing the trailer, really got back into Deadpool, so he'll be jumping into this to give it a try. If you like fourth wall breaking, you're gonna love the series. Enough said.
It is the same creative team.
It is the same creative team, yeah, but hopefully it's different.
Yeah. Well, from my understanding, it got better after that, but I didn't read it, so I don't know.
Yeah, cuts had to be made at that time anyway. That's why.
Yeah. The one you skipped, I just want to mention one thing about it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Illuminati. I think it's interesting because it's villains instead of heroes this time. So that's got me curious. Aside from that, and it's Joshua Williamson, which we talked about this when we did our special on Comic Frontline, and I changed your mind then. So I'm going to remind you that this is the writer Birthright.
Damn you, Brant.
Exactly. So moving on, definitely skipping the next one after that, though.
Really?
Yeah, you can talk about it after I talk about this one.
Go ahead.
All New Wolverine 1 and 2. Tom Taylor writing. This is X-23 as the new Wolverine.
And it's Tom Taylor.
That's what I just said.
I know, but it's Tom Taylor.
It is Tom Taylor, so there you go. Enough said. But no, this is. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm excited. She's the perfect character to take over for Wolverine. Tom Taylor is a fantastic writer. I think he can do really good things with this character in this book. I'm really interested in this book. I want to see what he does.
Oh yeah, and I'm really excited to see X-23 as Wolverine. I love how the 3 covers are 3 different versions of the Wolverine, the original Wolverine covers.
Yeah. Exactly. So
I love it, but I don't know why you skipped over Hercules #1. I mean, I don't know. I just get a good feeling with this series. I may be wrong. I mean, it's Dan Abnett who's writing it. I have no idea who Luke Ross is. I guess I'll find that out as we see the artwork. But I don't know. I feel like Hercules I haven't seen in a while, and what I am reading of him in 2099, I'm really liking it. I know we're not going to get that Hercules. I'm interested in seeing where we're going to go.
It's not that I hate Hercules. I actually did like the Hercules series several years ago. I don't remember. It was just called Hercules, I guess. When Amadeus Cho was in it and everything, I did actually like that series. Excuse me, but with so many other books coming out, this is like bottom of the list kind of thing. It's like, if I have a little extra cash and I don't have anything else to read, I'll pick up Hercules because it'll probably be a fun read, but it's not something that, I just have to read this for me. That's all.
Gotcha. I'm skipping over the next one. If you want to return to that, you go right ahead, but I don't think you are either. No. Avengers versus Infinity. It's a one-shot. I'm going to mention the one-shots for sure. Interesting. It's 4 thrilling stories in one. Has Doctor Doom, Dracula, and the Blood Brothers, whom I don't believe I remember the Blood Brothers.
I know the name. I can't place who they are for some reason.
I don't think I'll be buying this. I'll just say that in advance. But
No.
again, I'm just making mention of the one shots that'll be coming. The next one's a one shot also.
Yeah. Joe Caramagna is the one that writes all the all ages stuff. He writes the stuff based on the cartoons, or he
Maybe
adapts
he's tired. Maybe he was tired of writing all age stuff, so wanted to get there down in dark for an issue.
Yeah. Or maybe he had to write the all ages stuff to be able to write something like that.
Maybe.
Either way, I'm actually going to skip a few things. I'm going to mention this one.
Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man 1.1.
I'm getting mad because they're doing this every other restart.
Yeah, that's we were well, I wasn't, but some of our comic Frontline fellow casters over there, I don't know what you call them, we're talking about this in our private discussion, how did we really need a .1 issue for a brand new run of the series and everything, and no, we don't. I agree with that. I mean, it's going to be gorgeous art with Simone Bianchi, but there's no need for this. It's overkill, I think.
Me too. 100% agree. I don't know. I know Michael likes reading the .1, so he'll probably read it, but
I'm tired. It's too much.
I agree.
I love Spider-Man, but it's just too much. But Amazing Spider-Man number 3, I'll definitely be getting because it's Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, of course.
Even though it's Dan Slott, Well, I guess I can't really say that until I've read the first issue to know whether I like this direction, since it's a completely different thing. But we're going to see Parker Industries in New York, so that's something. It's not going to be in Tokyo or whatever.
Yeah, no, I knew it was going to be just for the first issue or two. I knew they weren't going to stay there.
I don't know. It could go back and forth because we do have Miles in New York now. So
True.
Yeah.
No, one book you skipped over that I want to jump back to really quick, and I'm surprised because I love this team up. It's Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's Captain America White, issue 4 or 5. I'm really excited for Captain America.
I've never gotten into the color books like that. I just never have. That's all.
I've read pieces of Spider-Man Blue, and I believe I read Hulk Gray. I saw it in a bookstore once or the library, and I just read through it. Looked interesting. I never actually bought any of them, but I don't know. I want to at least own one, so I guess that one.
I'm actually not a fan of Tim Sale's art. I think that's the attracting factor for me.
Oh, okay.
So
Understood.
Now Carnage is getting a new series.
If you read the description, which you should, because I mentioned one of the characters that are going to be in this book.
What, Eddie Brock?
Yep.
Yeah. Eddie Brock as Toxin.
That's the downside.
That is the downside. But, at least it's Eddie Brock. I don't know. It's always so scary to go into these Carnage series because there's a chance of it being really good and there's a chance of it being really bad.
And this is an ongoing. It's not a,
Mini.
Hey, we're doing a, 3-issue mini.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one. I love Carnage when he is that crazy homicidal maniac that he should be. I don't know. I don't like the fact that he's going to be going up against Eddie Brock, though. I don't like Eddie Brock as the hero.
I agree, 100%. I personally, after reading Carnage and Deadpool, I am severely, and I was on the fence already with Carnage, I'm severely on the fence about if they should be doing an ongoing with Carnage. I don't see how this can last more than, and this is being very gracious, 12 issues a year. Because usually they plan a year in advance,
Yeah.
So I can't see this going beyond a year.
I honestly can't either. That said, I'm right there with you. 12, 13 issues, I think.
And even that, I would say that if the sales are really bad, I see Marvel kind of jumping to from the first story arc to the middle to the end. I really don't see them even holding that long.
Now, I would love to be wrong and this be a fantastic series, but... Yeah.
Oh, me too. I agree with you, but at the same time, it's like, this is one of those characters that needs to be every now and again.
Yeah, and he needs to be. I mean, he doesn't have to stick in Spider-Man books. He could pop up in some other superhero and be a villain for them for a minute. I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine for the Avengers to take on Carnage or something like that.
Hmm. I guess if the ongoing fails, maybe they'll take Carnage out of the equation for a while and let him disappear and come back later.
Yeah, we'll see. Your turn.
We talked about it, I thought it was me. Michael's been reading Silk, so I'm just going to give her the honorable mention.
Okay.
It looks interesting because they're going on a darker path for Cindy with this new ongoing, or with this next chapter. Miss Marvel #1, however, I would like to mention that I'm going to try the first issue out because everybody was driving me nuts, yourself included, Brant, saying that Miss Marvel was an excellent, amazing series. And I tried the first issue, and I couldn't. I really could not get into it. Maybe this will be the point in time where I could actually maybe invest myself a little bit in the character now that she's been more established in the Marvel Universe. Maybe it was just a bad time for me jumping in the first arc. Maybe this time will be different, so we'll see.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I was going to mention it if you didn't. So, yeah, she's officially an Avenger now too, as this series.
That's why another thing, yeah.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it has an issue here or there that's not great, but overall, I think this series has been fantastic. The reason she appeals to so many people. I think it's not just because she's different ethnicity, doing all that kind of thing, seeing a different kind of story being told, but it's also because she's kind of this wide-eyed, innocent type hero that's still fangirls out and geeks out when she meets one of her heroes, and she's still learning the ropes, but she's everybody's looking at her like, oh, you're really something special, and that's why S.H.I.E.L.D. watched her, and that's why she's an Avenger now. She's just fun.
I agree. So. That's why I really wanted to jump in on this series. Maybe things will be different for me this time around. And I have to say again, I know I said this several times already, these figure variant covers, Marvel should really capitalize and make actual figures for these variants because they are really nice.
Yeah.
Covers.
No, totally. I was just kind of looking at those alone last night. Because they are really something work of art. Yeah.
Exactly. Makes you really wish you can get them. This comic, I don't know. Black Knight #1 is another honorable mention. Are you going to talk about that one?
I was actually.
And it's your turn. Good, because I just realized. See, I screwed up. First, I thought I talked about Carnage. Then I thought you talked about Miss Marvel. So I'm going to let you talk now and shut up.
No, that's cool. Black Knight. I am actually. I think I'm going to pick this up because I'm really curious about this. Black Knight was, he's an Avenger. He was an Avenger at different points in time. I've read a good number of Avengers issues when he was an Avenger, and even though he's one of those characters that he doesn't really stand out when you think, oh, Avengers or even Marvel characters. He's kind of one of those. I don't want to call him a throwaway character because they've told some really good stories with him, but. And I have an annual. I think it was called Blood Wraith or something like that, from the 90s. That I really enjoyed that story. But he's a unique character because he's got this. He's basically got like an Excalibur level sword, and he's a superhero. It's just kind of a cool concept, and we haven't seen him for a long time. So I want to check this out.
Yeah, that's what actually got me interested. And the covers look really awesome. I don't care that they mentioned Weird World, and I know I've ignored Weird World, and I'm sure he'll show up towards the end of Weird World. Try saying that 12 times fast.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely interested. I definitely want to grab this, and it's not a $5.99 first issue, so definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
I don't know. I just like books about. I've always loved Thundercats with the sword, the special sword. He-Man with the special sword. This seems like Marvel's um, version of like King Arthur kinda.
Yeah, pretty
The
much.
way you said.
Yeah.
So I'm actually interested. Vision #1 is underneath that. That's another book that has me on the fence, but on the fence towards checking out and then seeing, making my own decision of.
Mhm.
It says the first sentence says the Vision wants to be human. That's what has me going. We're doing this again. The robot that wants to, be more than a robot.
Yeah. That's been done to death, though.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. That kind of turns me off of it.
Me too.
And not to mention that second cover is just creepy.
That scares me. Yes, that's why I think that I'm leaning now the other way.
Mhm.
It's maybe waiting around a bit, finding other ways of checking it out later, or just not checking it out at all.
Yeah. This it's a skip for me unless I hear really good things. Even then, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ultimates though.
Yes.
Ultimates featuring what is it?
Galactus.
Can't think. No, well, Galactus, yeah, but what is his name? The main character, the guy in the middle. I keep forgetting his name.
Blue Marvel?
Blue Marvel, thank you. I cannot think of his name for the life of me. Blue Marvel, Spectrum, America Chavez, and Captain Marvel and Black Panther. It's basically the Mighty Avengers, though.
It is. For the most part, yeah.
Same writer.
Which is scary, isn't it?
Yeah. So I liked the beginning of Mighty Avengers, the last run. I read like the first 7, 8 issues, and I really enjoyed that. It was fun, but I kind of fell off of it. It just, I don't know. It felt like it had run its course, and I think they agreed, so they kind of changed things up a little bit. But I do like the new look for Blue Marvel.
Me too. Back to his roots.
Yeah, so I'm kind of I want to see what they do with it now. So I'll probably try out the first couple issues.
Gotcha. I'm going to skip down a little bit to Uncanny Avengers 2, which I noticed Deadpool is part of the Uncanny Avengers. Jerry Dugan, I believe we actually said this during the Frontline thing. Jerry Dugan's also writing Uncanny Avengers, and he's writing Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be writing basically 2 Deadpool books, but one of them's a Deadpool team book. I'm interested in this. I like the team that is part of Uncanny. Really, that's all I have to say until I see some actual story to it. But this might be the Uncanny Avengers that brings me back into Uncanny Avengers, because I walked away from Uncanny after I think like 4 or 5 issues.
Okay. I'm actually I don't know. I don't know if I'm into this one or not.
It's got that question mark?
Yeah. I'm just not sure about that one. Now, New Avengers I'm a little bit more curious about.
Because it looks like the Young Avengers.
Yeah, and interestingly, it's the same writer as
Ultimates.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know why it left me that quick, but it did. It's late. But,
it is. It really is.
Yeah, but no. I think that's interesting. I love the character Songbird. I've loved her since Thunderbolts. And again, like you said, it has the Young Avengers in it as well. So I'm more interested in that title between the two.
Okay, it's fair. I'm interested in that child. Very good. That title, too. I don't know where child came from, but we're gonna go with it.
I'm interested in that child.
That child. I'm that child.
Like Chris likes.
What? The what?
I didn't say it. I said I'm not gonna say it. I'm done. Go ahead. What were you gonna
I'm getting all the Avenger books, so we'll have to wait and see how.
Right.
Well, you know why I'm thinking child? Because I was thinking Young Avengers.
Oh yeah. There you go.
That really is why
you
I
just
said
saved
child.
it. Okay.
Anyway, I'm interested. enough said. I got to see more. This and Uncanny Avengers, I feel like I need to read it and see if I really. And same thing with Ultimates. I got to really see if I feel the story and the team especially. The most important thing is the team's chemistry or their dysfunctional chemistry that makes the book.
Yeah. No, cool. Ant-Man.
I was debating if I was gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for you.
Okay.
I don't want to jump into that one. I'm gonna try. You'll get to it. Secret Wars 2 #1, the one shot.
See, I was gonna skip that one, so go ahead.
There you go. I think this cover's hilarious. I'm gonna put that out there right now.
I think it's cheesy, but okay.
I think it's hilarious.
That's all right. That's fine if you do.
And it's just a one shot, and it's really just playing around with the Secret Wars thing, and I'm probably not gonna get it. I'm probably not. I'm gonna be honest. That cover deters me before I even read anything in this book. I don't care if Jonathan Hickman's involved in it at all. I think I'm gonna let that one ride off into the sunset.
No, I will say that part about Charles Xavier on that cover is funny. Most likely to walk again and then not walk and then walk again and then die.
That's what I mean. It's like, no, I think I'm good.
It's definitely a parody. I'll jump back up to Ant-Man real quick, and I'll be brief. I really enjoyed the previous series. It's same writer, Nick Spencer. The one thing that gives me pause for this particular issue, though, is the return of Darla during Miss Thing. I cannot stand this character. I have always hated this character, and that Mike Allred Fantastic Four book, Future Foundation one, with her in it as a key member of the Fantastic Four, just solidified my hatred for the character. I don't know why. I just do not like this character, but I do love this book, and Nick Spencer is a fantastic writer, so I'm definitely going to be reading it, even if I don't like her. So
I'm going to be taking a chance on it, just like with the Miss Marvel, and see where I go with it.
Cool.
Uncanny Inhumans.
Yes.
Hopefully this time we stick around for more than just 3 or 4 issues.
That would be nice.
That would be very nice. And I love the team. I really enjoyed Uncanny Inhumans the first time around, so I'm hoping this is really just a continuation of what we've been reading already.
Yeah. And they're fighting Kang. I think that's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, are you going to get Spider-Gwen? I don't...
Yeah, you're saying exactly what I'm thinking too. I don't know. I want to try it, but I'm thinking about the last story arc. It's like, I don't know.
I want to like this book so bad because I love this character, and I couldn't get into it. I tried.
I know I'm not getting issue 0 because it's really just a bunch of reprints. But I don't know. It depends on the week with Spider-Gwen.
I really tried. I read that first issue and hated it, and I read the part of the second issue and hated it even more. I did not like the direction they took with her. So, anyway. Extraordinary X-Men.
I'll be getting that for sure.
Jeff Lemire writing it. Humberto Ramos on the art. You got Storm and Iceman, Old Man Logan and Jean Grey. That's the one Jean Grey's in. I'm totally on board for this book.
Me too, and I like the way Humberto Ramos is doing this book so far. From the way the cover looks really awesome.
Yeah, very nice cover.
So at least it's better. I'm sorry, but I did do a little reading on Humberto Ramos. It turns out that he does Spider-Man in a very unique way. He kind of breaks his own kind of art style to do Spider-Man, and I think that's the major flaw with Humberto Ramos's Spider-Man, is he tries to be too unique. And it takes away from his art style.
In your opinion?
Absolutely, in my opinion. Because I loved his Kid Flash.
See, I absolutely love his Spider-Man.
It depends. Some of it I'm okay with. Some of it I really feel like it's out there.
It is out there, but for whatever reason, I love that style for Spider-Man. I think I put him up there with Mark Bagley as two of my favorite Spider-Man artists.
I love Dan Jurgens. I think Mark Bagley, Dan Jurgens, and Dave Marquez are really my top favorite. And Nick Bradshaw, if he ever decides to draw something.
I would agree with David Marquez and Sarah Pichelli.
Oh, Sarah Pichelli. Oh, yeah. Yes.
But I really like Humberto Ramos on Spider-Man. Always have.
I love him on Kid Flash, and I think I'm going to love him on X-Men. Spider-Man, it's just a hit or miss for me. I'm going to skip most of these for right now. Spidey 2099.
All right.
Issue number 3. I'm just loving this costume. I'm really looking forward. I'm sure Peter David's very happy to continue the series. It looks like things are really changing in the 2099 universe, and I'm definitely on board.
Okay. I don't know. I feel so far behind on that series that I don't even know how I feel about it anymore.
Well, obviously Miguel is still trying to change the timeline, because I'm reading the last bullet and it says this new character, Dr. Kronos, is going to, will put a stop to Miguel's attempts to write the timeline once and for all.
I may have to try number 1 and see if I still like it. We'll see. One thing I know I'm definitely going to get is Shield number 12. Mark Waid's still on it. It's Shield. It's Coulson. I'm there.
It's the only book that's not a number 1.
Well, not the only one, but yeah.
Not the only one, but still.
Are you reading Shield at all or no?
No.
You should.
Not at all.
It's good. Miss Marvel's in an issue.
Not at all.
I don't know why.
I'm not interested at all.
Really? Mark Waid writing? You're not interested at all?
I love Mark Waid, but there's just some titles that don't catch me, and Shield is one of them.
Okay.
The next set of books, though, it's 4 books, and I'm a little annoyed that this reached out to Star Wars, but Darth Vader Down, or Vader Down, which is a one-shot, which is $5, which starts this event, which then goes into Darth Vader 12 and 13 and Star Wars 12 and 13. So basically, all in all, it's actually 5 books.
Well, it's a 6-part story.
Yeah, but there's only 5, I think. There's only 5 for the first month. I guess the 6th part is in December.
5. Yeah. You must be right.
5 part, yeah. I don't know. I'm not really happy that we have it. This feels like that, like an event like Black Mirror all over again, where they do a one-shot to start the series. It goes through 4 books in main series and then goes out in another one-shot.
Yeah, but I mean, the Star Wars and Darth Vader have been connected since issue 1.
Yeah, they have been, but now it's like this is a story arc.
True. But it's just a mini thing.
I will tell you right now, you do understand I am buying all.
Oh, of course. I just don't understand the annoyance here. That's nothing unusual. It's not like it's this big 13-part epic where you have to buy 3-4 issues of every title.
Oh no, my annoyance is that they're doubling up 2 Star Wars
okay,
books.
Gotcha.
I would have rather have gotten Star Wars 12 and Darth Vader 12 and then waited till the following month and got 13.
Okay. No, I agree with you. Thank you for the clarification there. I didn't understand what your issue was.
Oh, not the story at all.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with the storyline. I'm just not happy that we're getting 4 books in 1 month instead of just 2 and then 2.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's my gripe. That's my only gripe. And then not only that, but Chewbacca's also doubled up.
Yeah, well, in their defense, Star Wars 7 comes out in December and this is November Solicits. It kind of makes sense that they're pushing all their Star Wars books.
Good point. Yeah, that is true. Mm-hmm. I wish I could tell you more about Chewbacca, by the way, but I don't think I can.
Okay. Well,
didn't read the description.
No, I did. I'm gonna attempt. The worst Chewbacca impression of all time, right there, folks.
I don't believe he just did that. Everybody just left the video. Never see people again. What the heck was that? Was that like your attempt at a Furby?
No. Anybody that watched WWE Tough Enough, there's this guy on there that calls himself, what does he call himself? Yeti or something, and that's his Yeti call.
Yeah, and then you wonder why I don't watch wrestling anymore.
You do watch wrestling. We're doing a podcast. Did you
Now
forget?
I am. Yeah, now I am. But now the first time I see that guy, I'm going to question myself.
Oh shoot! But that's all. Really.
That's really it. The rest is all books and recap books.
Recap books.
Secret War books, old books, some new
Collections,
books.
collected editions.
Yes, I will say this: I will never pay $500 for the Civil War box set. I don't care how much you pay me. You can pay me $500. You didn't see it?
I didn't see the price.
$500. 500 wing wangs for a big old box of hardcover books that are all connected to Secret Wars.
I'm looking. Wow. That is. Well. You know, Lisa's been trying to get a hold of Civil War. I'll have to tell her about this. It's $500 though. You want to read it now? I have to find the paperbacks on Amazon or something. Dang, that's a hefty price tag right there.
It's a lot of money.
We didn't mention the best book in this entire solicitation listing now.
What?
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
I'm about to kill you. No. There's just no way. No way.
There you go.
Not going further than
That's
that.
how we end it, folks. Marvel presents. And that's, you know, I think there's a lot of cool books coming out from Marvel though in November.
Oh, definitely. Only other book that we didn't talk about that I thought you were gonna say was Guardians of the Galaxy with the Thing present in it.
Again, Bendis, Guardians. I'm not a fan.
Ah, gotcha. I'll give it a try. The first issue, not the. No, let's see how. Let's get to issue 2 before we determine whether we're buying it or not. Get past issue 1.
Okay. I don't know what that was. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty.
So that was the Marvel Solicits for November 2015. If you guys are, I didn't say this in DC's, and I feel bad. I wish I can go back and say it. And I don't think if we edit it in later after Barry gets to editing in, which he better have the fireworks. It's Barry, there better be fireworks. Okay, fine. We'll see what I want to see.
I love how Barry's voice changes every time he speaks.
Next time Barry will be Scandinavian.
Gotta look up a Scandinavian accent.
Don't you dare look it up. You have to make it up. You have to know it. You have to be it.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know. But no, one thing I'd like to mention, which I didn't say in DC, which I'll say here, and feel free to go into the DC video and do the same, is let us know what comic books you're looking forward to in the solicits for November. If you're enjoying these videos, Brant and I do. So far, we've done the sales, and we've now done the DC and Marvel solicits on this channel. If you like these videos, let us know in the comments below, and we will continue to talk about the solicits each and every month. Stay tuned on Comic Frontline. Brant and I will be discussing the independent company solicits.
Yep.
I don't know. Are they coming out this week, Brant?
Some of them are already out. I know Dark Horses and Images are already out.
Okay, so as soon as all of them are out, or most of them, like we need to do Dynamite and a few others. Once those are out, we'll definitely sit down, we'll look over the books, and we'll have a little bit of a discussion there.
It'll probably be later next week since I have a convention I'm prepping for this week.
Right. Brant's going to be doing a convention, which you'll mention in
Sure.
a little bit. But if you guys enjoy this, feel free to let us know in the comments below, and we will continue to do this because we have a blast talking about the previews anyway. And again, let us know what you're looking forward to reading the most, especially from Marvel and DC. We got a lot of new number ones from Marvel, got a nice amount of number ones from DC, and we've got some really interesting ongoings going on at DC. And right now, Marvel's just restarting everything again, so really it's just number ones from Marvel. But we would love to hear your guys' picks and top. I want to say top picks, but they're really not top picks. Top pulls, more or less, for the month of November.
Sure.
So yeah. All right. So Brant, now you were talking about a convention. Now this is probably going to be the last Chris and Brant show we do, at least until after it. Do you want to talk about the convention really quick?
This weekend, August 21st through the 23rd, myself and Lisa with Last Ember Press will be at GeekCon in Shreveport, Louisiana. It is a 3-day show. It's actually kind of 2.5. It's a short night Friday night and then full days on Saturday and Sunday. But we'll be there all 3 days with issues of Pneumatic Cases #1, Fireside Tales #1, a bunch of prints, probably some of Lisa's Boom stuff that she colors. And, it's going to be fun. So if you're in the area or around the area or you're going to the con, please stop by, say hi, pick up a book, a print, whatever. And we look forward to seeing you there.
I'm looking forward to starting those at some point, hopefully soon. Maybe sooner than later. I'll talk to you after the show about something, Brant. But I've got books coming your guys' way soon. I've got more than one, and actually one I'm very surprised. We definitely pushed it a little bit earlier than I expected, but it's going to be really good. It's going to be awesome. Other than that, I'm reading my books at a slow pace right now. Hopefully I'll have my review up by Tuesday. If not, then I'm aiming for Wednesday night, so you guys will see it on Thursday or Friday. This is going to be a very busy week for me. It's the last week at my job, and there's a hectic schedule and lots of changes coming by the end of the week. I'm not going to repeat exactly what I said at the end of DC. If you want to know what I'm talking about, check the end of the DC Comics Solicits out. If you enjoyed the videos you see or you've been viewing here, don't forget to also check out the awesome sites that Brant and I are also on, which are comicfrontline.com, which each and every week we have a live show every Tuesday night. It'll be on Tuesday, which is today when this video goes up, Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes we run a little bit late. Google allowing, we go a little bit earlier. Also, don't forget zone4podcast.com. New videos, or new podcasts, I should say, each and every week. Brant, what's on the agenda for this week from Zone 4?
This week is a new episode of Zone 4, the main show. Episode 314. It's Ron, Gordon, and myself talking about the latest in comic-related media news like TV, film, and we take a little bit of a look into the new upcoming fall TV season.
Mm-hmm. And these episodes also will be probably connected somewhere. These two, the Chris and Brant shows, will be connected.
Yeah, I'm a little behind on getting everything on Zone 4, but all the stuff, pretty much all the stuff we do together is going to be up on zone4podcast.com.
And then if you like your gaming, go check out Frontline Gaming Zone, youtube.com/Frontline Gaming Zone. That's where we do all of our gaming. Also, there are links in the description below. Feel free to check any of those out. Those links are to the various places you can find me, Comic Frontline, which I just mentioned, Zone 4, and a bunch of other things. So, and also Last Ember Press, which is the site where we both work on.
Yep, absolutely. So.
All right, guys. So have a great evening, night, day, whenever this goes up, and we'll see you guys soon. Keep reading, keep collecting. Take care, and have a great whenever.
And everybody go check out SummerSlam. And oh wait, Barry has something to say to you, Chris. I don't know. Barry, come here. All right. Chris needs to stop, because I'm the face that runs this place. If you want fireworks, you want some, you come get some. Everybody go watch SummerSlam this Sunday.
Oh, God. Good night, everybody.
Baby, a firework.